Hey everybody, it's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. We've got an amazing guest here with us today that's talking about how to do it yourself when it comes to PR. So this is going to be an amazing interview. She's done it herself. She actually got herself featured on over 250 media outlets. So we're talking about real deal TV, radio, and she's got a bunch of stories to share. And we'll also get into some practical, tactical stuff, as well as her story of how she did it and why she did it. So we'll get to her in a second. I'm super excited for this interview because there's a lot me and Greg can learn, so that you will see more of our ugly mugs around your TV, radio, and internet screen. So first of all, the junior grandmaster himself is in the co-pilot seat where he so belongs. Gregory, what's up today?
Matthew Johnson, to the third degree. How are you, my friend? I am glad to be here, dude. I am so excited to come out here and hang out with everybody. Today has been a very unique day. I always usually get my ass handed to me royally on my cold calls. I do live every day. Well, yesterday, Johnson was a different day, dude. My second call in, like there's this really cool older gentleman picked up the phone, and he's like, well, why are you calling me? And I said, well, I'm doing these cold calls, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that's really funny. My wife and I just decided to sell the home yesterday. I'm like, oh. And so wow. I shot out there this morning for a 9 a.m. CMA, like $2.2 to $2.5 million home. The home is epically awesome. So it was really cool. I was on cloud nine, right? Just floating around, just enjoying my morning. Then my mother effing car's alternator decided to go out on me. Thank you, Mercedes. $850 later. God, man, the thing is like an epic, just dollars suck.
Like, wait. So let me just I'm just going to recap this for the audience. So, I had to go out to a $2.5 million listing appointment, and then the alternator on my Mercedes went out. Hang on, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to get to the third world problem.
It is first world problem. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Now I know how bad I sound. Good Lord.
Thank you. That was hilarious. I don't know if there's a violin in the world small enough for me to pluck for that one. All right. So let's bring in our special guest, Christina Daves. Christina, how are you today?
Hey, I am great. Thank you guys for having me. You guys are fun.
We're just starting.
Yes, exactly. You haven't got the nose pinch. Greg hasn't got the nose pinch yet. So he goes for it. I don't know why he goes for it. But anyway, so Christina, you've got this amazing background, amazing story that we'll get into in a second. But just for people that don't know you, give people kind of an overview of who you are, where you are, what you do.
Yeah. So I basically kind of accidentally turned into a DIY PR expert. I invented a product. I was about to go bankrupt. We had taken a mortgage out on the house. I had to figure out how to sell my product. Had no money for advertising, no money for PR to hire somebody. And it was like, but if I can figure it out myself, it's free. And I figured it out. And I have, as you said, I've appeared in over 250 media outlets. I do this every day in my business. It's not like I did it and now I just talk about it. I do it every single day. So I walk the walk and talk the talk. I love to do this. It's a game changer. I can't wait to tell you guys how to do it. I'm a best-selling author on the topic. And in a nutshell, that's it. You want the publicity gives you visibility. Visibility gives you customers. Customers makes you money. So at the end of the day, it's all about visibility.
Christina, see this? This is what we call a prehistoric writing utensil. It's a paper and pen, and I have a blank sheet waiting for your knowledge. Please dispense.
Okay. So Christina, I was poking around your own Facebook group, which feel free to plug that, by the way. Give people the exact name so they can go check it out.
PR for anyone. Everything is PR for anyone. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere. It's very consistent. If you forget, just look behind me.
Yeah, exactly. It's giving Greg very bad ideas. And next thing you know, his entire staff is going to come into the office, and it's split right down the middle by that step and repeat. Okay, so there was a post that somebody asked you about in your own Facebook group about HARO, which is Help a Reporter Out. So this is something that I heard about from a good friend of mine who's a CEO of a marketing company here in San Diego. It's something that he's used off and on with kind of mixed results. I had mixed results with it too. I'm really curious to see what your experience has been with it, because it sounds like you've really mastered it. And I kind of want to share a little bit about what that is and why you feel it's a benefit even to people that are in the real estate community that may have never heard this before.
Oh my gosh. And well, I'll tell you a quick success story too, but yeah, so Help a Reporter Out it's a free query service. It comes out 3 times a day. And for realtors, you have got to be on this. There are so many queries every single day. We actually have a real estate program, and my business partner challenged me when we were doing a live event talking about, doing a training. She goes, why don't you hop on Harrow and do a week's worth of real estate queries? I could only do 3 days. There were so many of them. Realtor.com. I mean, these are like big national publications. And we have a realtor who just joined our program, did his first Harrow pitch because I teach them how to do it. And he got quoted in Realtor.com and got quoted in a nationally syndicated real estate column.
Nice.
Woo! Yeah.
That is awesome.
So anyway, so I started because I found out about Harrow, and it's like, oh, it's free. I made a lot of mistakes the first year in responding to it, and then I figured out a system that really works. I'm actually one of their biggest success stories, and I'm now an exclusive contributor to Cision, who owns Harrow, because of all the success that I've had. So it is a game changer. I was on the Steve Harvey show because of Harrow.
Really?
So that is, I don't know, 2-3 million people. Oh, and it's syndicated. So.
Yes.
Yeah. I was on Dr. Oz because I built a relationship with a producer through Harrow. I've been in Forbes. I've been an entrepreneur. And what it does, I mean, if you're a local realtor, you might be thinking, well, Christina, who cares? Why do I want to be here or there? Well, listen, if you're quoted with a link back, say in Realtor.com, I always say you want to ride other people's coattails. So they've got all this SEO, all this Google juice that every time you're quoted and they do a link back to your website, guess who else moves up in the Google searches and the Google rankings? You do. So I tell the story when 2 years ago, if you put my name in Google, Christina Daves, Christina Aguilera came up because she had the Google juice on Christina. Now you put my name in there and I'm the first 14 pages of Google.
Wow.
And that's all. I never bought a keyword. This is all organic from these, Huffington Post, all these places from Harrow that have all the Google juice.
Yeah, Harrow is awesome. I was literally right in front of me that you guys can't see. I'm checking my 3rd email from Harrow today.
Yeah.
I look over them every single day. I was actually, I've been interviewed multiple times with Truly and a couple other things. I was featured in this book about ADHD and business from Harrow. But Christina, I want to know how to do it the right way. I am obviously screwing the pooch royally.
All right, I'll go over all of this, but anybody can do this. If you go to free gift from Christina, and Christina's with a CH, you can download my PDF that teaches you step by step exactly how I did it. So the key is, like you just said, oh, I'm looking at my email right now. If there's something in there right now, and you can excuse yourself, Greg, it's okay. Reply right away. Because
I've been scared that there hasn't been anything that I like lately, but it comes in droves. Like it'll come in waves. Like one day there'll be like 3 or 4 people and 3 or 4 things over real estate. Next day we have 3 or 4. Then they'll go drive for a little while. Then there'll be a bunch of them. We got to check, right?
You have to check. But you train. It's muscle memory. You train your brain to just zip through it. And we have a private Facebook group for our program. And I put those Harrow queries in the minute I see them. And they're not even going to Harrow. They're taking the ones I'm putting in there. But they're getting, because they are learning how to do it the right way. We've had, I don't know, in the last month, maybe 5 of our realtors have been featured in Realtor.com. I can't even remember. Like I said, this guy's a nationally syndicated real estate columnist. So his stuff goes in every major newspaper. So he got quoted in that. But yeah, so train your brain. It's worth it. It's worth it to spend 5 or 10 minutes a day to go through it and to learn how to respond. So timing is everything. Keep it short and sweet. Let them come back and interview. Do a quick response. If you have a statistic, that's awesome. Will put you light years ahead. Give a little bio. I know, especially the national ones. You've got to be a realtor. You've got to be selling.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. You need some credibility, a little bit of street cred. So do your bio. And once you start getting quoted, put that on your website, put that on your responses, so they know that you are a credible source that they can use. They don't have to dig into who you are. And
So would it be advantageous at all, Christina, to potentially, as you build this resume, to put like featured in and then name off the publications in your email signature, so when you send it over, they don't have to hunt it all. It's just, oh, blip, 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 and maybe with a link to it?
Yeah, you could do that. You could absolutely do that. You could also send them to a press page on your website. See other quotes, send them there. And I always recommend putting the article. My big pet peeve is people who send out a press release, and all press releases sent over the wires go up on these press release sites, which are ABC, NBC, CBS, all the local affiliates. You'll go on to thousands of sites for 24 hours, 48 hours. It depends how busy of a news day it is. Do not put as seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox when you do that. That's very unethical. I want you to be able to link to something. And it doesn't do you any good. You want, like this one realtor we had, it was great. It was about how to avoid home repair scams. It's like, and this is great for him to share over and over and over again that he's quoted in this article, because how many sellers have to do home repairs? So that it's a benefit to you as the realtor when you're quoted in this to link back to it as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, actually it reminds me, I got to reach out to a writer for Trulia who I found on Hero, and I was written up in an article for their site, so I need to get that and then link it on my email.
Yes, and then you also want to, of course, blast it all over social media and put it in an automated system so that all your new Twitter followers will find it. Make sure you put it on your LinkedIn so it's there forever.
That's
take
I'll be
advantage.
sure to alert Greg's thousands of Twitter followers. Wait,
I think we may have one or two.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to build that up.
Oh yeah, we're not so good at Twitter.
Tell me about it. But I'm really good on Facebook, if that counts.
It does count. And just make sure you tag them. But the benefit of a Twitter is with a Trulia or a Realtor.com, first of all, if they see you're sharing the love, they're going to come back to you, because that's very beneficial. I just did an event with a former Fox anchor. She'd been with Fox for 18 years. And the new quote in the newsroom is, if it's shareable, it's airable. So the media wants strong social media following. So we need to build up your Twitter following so that when you're sharing all these articles and you're tagging them and they retweet you, you get more followers that way.
I'm writing your quote down. I love it.
Okay.
It's
That's a good one,
shareable.
yeah.
It's airable. Yeah.
It's shareable,
And
it's airable.
Paul Franklin has a good question. He says, are the paid accounts on Hero worthwhile, or is a free profile adequate?
And like I said, I do a lot with them. I have never paid for a service.
Cool.
And I'm one of their biggest success stories. So you can
There you go.
Extrapolate what you will.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's funny. All right. So obviously they can search for PR for anyone, and then you said, give me the URL for the Hero guide specifically.
free gift from Christina.
Awesome. Very good. Okay. So I wanted to take a step back here and make sure that we got that. So just in case, we got a ton of people watching right now with us live, guys. So go check that out. In fact, I already popped in my email, so it's on the way to me right now. I'm going to be beating you guys to it. So if you guys don't do it, I'm going to beat you to it.
Nah.
Well, Greg, you're already there. You have to. You're the what shall we say? You're the front of the shovel. You're the shovel that then shovels the leads back to the people behind you, except there's nobody behind you. So like you got
Just
what are you shoveling?
yeah, he doesn't know. Like leads to articles from Trulia, apparently, that he never follows up on. Anyway.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. So for us, so we've got a class coming up that starts on the 10th, guys. So we've got about a week to sign up for that. That is the Get Now business. So if you're looking for a way to put commissions in your pocket in 90 days, that is what that course is all about. With Greg, how much cold calling and how much door knocking is involved in that?
Matt, let me check here. Oh, 0.
Yeah, 0.
Done, guys. Come on, we're gonna take away your nemesis. If you guys want to do cold calls, first off, listen to Christina, because she's gonna make your life epically awesome. Then take what we're gonna teach in this course, punt it together like a beautiful little sandwich, and then just munch on it.
That's
get
right.
full of leads. Yes.
Well, specifically, it's going after the two types of people that are the most likely to do business with you in the next 90 days, which is people that have a connection to you and people that have a demonstrated need for what you do. And the best is when you can find people that have both. And so that's what the course is all about, is how to find the people that are at that intersection of connection and need and who they are. And towards the end of that course, we go deep into my own personal lead generation strategy for the podcast business, which is all, for the most part, LinkedIn based, and exactly how I prospect for and find people through LinkedIn, how I reach out to them, schedule calls, make introductions in and among them that makes me valuable and kind of puts me at the center of the relationship there, and gives people, you know, good feelings all the way around. It's also a great way, if you're a realtor, to build up your business referral network and to do further research on the leads that come through your lead capture websites, if you have that, or looking people up further that you're connected with on Facebook and getting in touch with them on LinkedIn and deepening the relationship. Because people have no idea how underutilized LinkedIn is in real estate. I don't know why that is, but it is. And then we also go very deep into how to run a real deal a local Facebook group for a specific target neighborhood. And we actually break down an actual Facebook group that somebody is mismanaging in my area right now. And we use that. So hopefully she's not watching, but we actually break it down in the course.
But we don't apologize, because maybe this will make it better.
Hopefully it will.
We're here to help you, ma'am. We're here to help you.
Yes. So anyway, that's all on Getting Out Business. So go to gettingoutbusiness.com. Greg, you're going to put the link in the Facebook group. But let's dive in. I want to go back, Christina, with your story. So you invented a product. So tell us a little bit about the product and where that came from, because I know everybody's wondering that right now.
Yeah. So I'd owned a retail store. Long story. I got really burned out, so I retired. But I've always been an entrepreneur. So we were away on a vacation, and I had this freak accident, and I broke my foot. And I'm sure there are people watching and listening who've been in that big, ugly, black medical boot. So we are headed to New York City because we had a little vacation planned. And I'm like, oh, I can't go to New York in this. So I'm like, medical boot fashions, medical boot accessories, right? New York, fashion capital of the world. There's got to be something. There's nothing. So the light bulbs go off, and we came back. I did a ton of research and found that, there are 4 million people a year put in medical boots. There's nothing on the market. So I created a fashion line that makes them fun.
Fashionable.
It's fashionable, but it changes the whole perception of it. So instead of someone saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, what'd you do? They're like, oh, that's so cute. It's a mindset of recovering. And there's so many studies to show if you have a good mindset, if you're happy, you'll recover better, faster. So I created this product. I did focus groups. I met with doctors. Everybody loved it. And then I launched the product, and I'm like, oh crap. It's not only is it a new product, it's a whole new space in the market. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever done this before. So nobody knows that they need to decorate their medical boots.
Right.
And that's where this whole free publicity thing came in, because I couldn't pay for ads. I couldn't do anything, but I convinced people to put me in their magazines, even in magazines I never should have been in, like Lower Extremity Review. Yes, that really exists.
Whoa. Well, how much lower are they referring to?
Yeah, but it's a podiatry magazine, so that was perfect for me to do that. So I did Haro, I did all this stuff, and then the Steve Harvey show was game changer. I answered a Haro query that said, do you have a product you want to take to the next level, national television? And this is important about all this stuff. I responded in August, never heard back. In October, I got an email that said, you responded to this Haro query, we're getting ready to do this segment. So I had to go through this whole day of interviews, but it was an inventors competition that I won. So I won $20,000. I got named Steve Harvey's top inventor. This is like #1 guy on daytime television. So that was truly a game changer. And I sold so much product that I realized I have to do this again and again and again. So it's almost like a drug, but once you start to do it, you realize, what you're doing. It's not that hard to do it. And then you get smart. Like I always say, you got to think outside of the box. You've got to be different. What makes you stand out? So then I went to my local NBC station before it aired and said, hint, 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 you probably want to have me on the 12 o'clock news because I'm going to be on Steve Harvey at 2 o'clock. And it's a really good story about local business, blah, blah, blah. So it's just constantly thinking. And like I said, it's all muscle memory. So the more you do it, the more it's just, oh, I got to pitch that. Oh, I got to pitch that. Oh, and not all of it works, but if, one big one does, like Steve Harvey, it's a game
That's all it
changer.
takes. You don't need to be on 100 shows. You just need to be on one show. Like you get on Ellen or Steve. I mean, someone that people really pay attention to. I mean, let's talk about Oprah. I mean, that's not even that's a whole nother level. But I mean, that kind of exposure is incredible. But I mean, how many times did you fail before you succeeded? Because that's what most people are going to see, a lot of failure before they get to see what kind of success you got. And they're going to give up.
And I will not lie to you. The night before I heard from the Steve Harvey show, I was in tears. Like, I don't know what else to do. I have worked my ass off for months and months and months with nothing. Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm such a universe person. And I had actually, this all started months earlier when I had applied for Shark Tank. And I got a yes from the producers, and then they sent you on to Mark Burnett. And I always like to say, oh, Mark Burnett loved me, but his team loved me. And then you go to ABC, Sony, and they turned me down because they had a product for regular boots in season 1, and they thought it was too similar. So this is like, at this point, I cried for 3 days. Like, this was the end of my business. Shark Tank was going to change my life. So from Shark Tank to Steve Harvey was 5 months of a lot of hard work. But since then, it's worth it. I'm just telling you, it's so worth it to just make it part of your marketing plan, have a plan in place. It's one of the things I teach. Like, how do you pitch something every single month to the right journalists so you stay front of mind? And it's worth it.
So I mean, something that, Christina, I'm really interested in talking with you off air about this, because I'm fascinated about PR and how to get out there and just get to that. Because I'm here, I need to be like here, and I just don't know how to do it. So I can't wait to talk to you about this stuff. But the thing that I want to talk the most about, especially for real estate agents, is what is the first right move for them to stand out from, I call it red water and blue water hunting. The red water is what everyone else is doing. The blue water hunting, what's that thing that they can do to get that taste of success doing PR? Is it a local little newspaper? Is it a local radio station? Is it just local TV? What would be the easiest jump for them to be seen?
It's local. But again, you have to think outside of the box. Don't pitch interest rates went up. Pitch. So I have a realtor that I worked with a couple years ago, and one of the things I teach is celebrity sales. So if you can tie a property to celebrity somehow, some way, history. So Naomi calls me and she goes, "Oh my God, I got Linda Hamilton's listing." Remember Linda Hamilton of the Terminator?
Yeah.
Now, okay, this is Virginia. She owns a farm in Virginia, and I'm like, "Oh my God, we've got to call the Washington Post." And she's like, "I can't do that." So what do you mean you can't do that? I said, "Listen, I want you to pick up the phone right now, and I want you to call Linda, and I want you to tell her that you want to pitch that you're selling the Terminator's house in Percival, Virginia, and that if it gets in the Washington Post, you have the potential of 1 million to 2 million eyeballs on her listing. How would she feel about that?" What do you think, Linda? Yeah. What do you think Linda Hamilton said?
Yes. Yeah. I'll even write the press release for you.
So exactly. So needless to say, she was in the print and digital edition with links back to her site. Not only did she sell Linda's property, she also got a buyer that day, that Sunday when it came out, for a huge farm. All the local papers picked it up. So she is instantly superstar celeb. She's, celebrity real estate agent. We don't have a ton of celebrities in the farms of Virginia. But again, you want something unique. I used to own the retail store. Well, there's all this history with the store that a Civil War general died. It was a nursing station, and the house is haunted. Like, I experienced stuff. The house has been there forever. People who've lived there tell stories. And so if I was selling that house, I would talk about the history. It's a historic house. It was a nursing station in the Civil War. It was the teacher's house. They brought all the young women to teach in Prince William County, which is the county that we live in. So they all lived in this house, and then they took them to the schools to teach. So talk about something different. Do you have a house that's all solar, like the only one in your house that you're selling? Is it the smallest house in the community? Is it, what makes it different?
So something I've actually talked about this a little bit, but you went much deeper on it. And I've always talked about give your property, give your buyers, give your community a backstory and a history. Tell the past history behind it. Like I can go get a book. I can talk about the Spanish and the local Indians having gnarly, bloody fights in a city right next door to us. How there's mass Indian graves along the riverbeds here, and all of a sudden the city comes alive, right? And people wonder, like, well, tell us more. I mean, the high school that's right through that window where I went to high school, when they were building their new gym, they found bodies underneath the gym. So they brought in, all kinds of people to analyze them. They thought they were Indian bodies. They weren't. I know what schmuck got married underneath the gym, but it wasn't an Indian. We found Jimmy Hoffa. But it made a big story. And I think that's interesting.
I was just saying, you brought up a great point. You know your community. And this is one of the things we teach our realtors, how to become your community ambassador. It is not just that you sell real estate. Yeah. You got to know, like you said, the high school, whether you went there or not, the history of it, the history of the lake, know when the parks are opening, know where the dog parks are, know the best pizza restaurant. No, there's so many things that we help you do, because if you are this pillar in the community, that's who people want to work with.
What about making small little clip videos that they can splice together, or have an editor splice together? Hey guys, okay, we're at the dog park here at blah, blah, blah on Yakety Schmack Street. Hey, next we're going to go to this museum, and then clip to them there, put a 5-minute little reel together, but little 30-second snaps of around town.
Yeah. There's so many things you can do. There's Facebook Lives. There's just so much you can do, but you want to be more than buy from me. Let me sell your house. Let me sell your house. We have an agent that's in our program in Boston, and she'd only been an agent for 2 years. We turned her into a rock star. She lives in the town where the first woman voted. So who was Lydia Taft. So she literally created a holiday. She went to the governor's office. They got Lydia Taft Day, made it an official on the books holiday. And then she did an essay contest in the schools. So all the kids wrote essays, and she gave away, I don't know, an iPad or something was the prize. But if you're a parent in the high school, you're like, who is this realtor who's doing this awesome thing, for my kids who are writing a historic essay about what it means to be a woman and voting. And, we almost had the first woman president. And it's just, so she just became this pillar of the community. And so thinking about it, so you're that involved with the high school. Well, so then you're at a mom's group, whatever. And someone says, oh, I'm thinking of selling my house. Oh my gosh, you've got to call Laura, blah, blah. She's just amazing and involved in the community. And
yeah,
you know what? 100%. It is very, very interesting. I interviewed the soon-to-be chief of police next week. Next week, he's the chief of police of Danville here. Did an interview. Those view counts shot through the roof. I'm at 3,900 right now. I thought I was gonna get to 2,500. It just kept going up exponentially because it's something in the community. And guys, it's really easy to reach out to these people. They want, the police chief, no one ever reaches out to him. I'm like the first guy besides the press to ever ask to go do something with him.
Yeah.
They were all over it like a fat kid on a cupcake. It was really easy. Don't stop yourself by saying, oh, they wouldn't talk to me. I'm just a real estate agent. You have to believe in yourself. Wouldn't you say that's the first thing you have to do, to believe that people want to talk to you?
Mindset.
Yeah, mental.
And why wouldn't they? And I have this big philosophy, and my kids have been raised with this. It's just ask. What is the worst that anyone is going to say?
Yeah. No.
And how bad is no? So then you ask somebody else. So the chief of police doesn't want to do it, go ask the town manager.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the step. Go to the rival high school football game. I tell the story. My son was a hockey player, and we brought hockey to our county that we live in, into the high schools, and it became over football. It became the most popular sport at the high school. Really? You would have 300 and 400 kids in this little ice rink. So it's like, go in on the night of the rival, the cross team rivals. Be a realtor and go in there and talk to the kid who scored the winning goal, or talk to the goalie or something. Get involved, because and then tag people and tag the school and tag. It's just going to be, it's just going to be an avalanche effect.
Yep.
So, Christina,
Yeah,
there's a system that I'm going to introduce you to, and I want everyone else to do it. Matt, it's called Live Leap, and it's something that I think might be really, really cool. I'll hook you up with a link to it.
Okay.
And it's where all of your clients, like when they go live from their personal page or from their page or whatever, they can syndicate it out after just setting up what they call a route in the back.
Yeah.
So that if they have groups or pages, or they have other friends that have groups or pages, if they can make them an admin, like when we were going to go live together, that's what you and I were working on. We just ran out of time. But then I can push my content out to all these groups and pages with one click, going live from either your phone or from your kit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Goes live, and your view counts go vertical, absolutely vertical.
That is awesome.
We noticed a huge difference when we started using LiveLeap. Because, like right now we're broadcasting into, among others, besides just Greg's
16.
personal profile, 16 different groups and pages or whatever. I mean, one of those has 37,000 people in it. So that's if LiveLeap didn't exist or something like that didn't exist, we would either have to do separate broadcasts, or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or we just wouldn't be able to get to it because you can't do the same content twice. So, we've got a couple of really good comments here. Michelle Loza says, basically become a historian for the cities you work in. Historian is a great word. I also like the word journalist, like just becoming a journalist for the cities that you work in. It's a great approach. I like the community ambassador. That's a great terminology that you mentioned too. And Nancy says, didn't catch the beginning of the story of the appointment from Greg's prospecting yesterday. Can't wait for this to be posted so they can watch from the beginning. So guys, well, I'm sure you eagerly look forward to that. And somebody said, we've got another viewer here. He's actually a client of mine on the investing side. He runs a podcast called Real Estate Mogul. He said, it would Haro work for what I'm trying to do? And it absolutely would. Christine, I'm sure you can attest to this, that some of the real estate stuff that you come across is not agent related. It's investing related.
Investing.
Or market. Right.
Yeah. Look today. Tell them to look today. I think I saw something today or yesterday that was investing related.
All right, you heard it. Tom, go check it right now.
Matt, let me quickly share my page and I'll show them. I have the email up right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, go do it.
Where's my screen share? Oh, share screen. I'm technically challenged sometimes. Okay, can you guys see my email?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so guys, here's the title right here. So this is the evening edition, right? And so then you scroll down, and then you just look at each one of these, and you kind of read through them, and until you find one that you like. Like here's something like op loans, right? You know, what is the local impact of payday loans? I have no clue, but let's click on it. Here's what it is. Here's if you wanted to click an email and send it to them, you click on this. They tell you the deadline when they need to have this. Then you just write them a little blurb about what you are, hit send, and you're out the door. Guys, it does not get any easier than that. So, I mean, it's free and easy. I check this thing morning, noon, and night every single day. And it just takes a few seconds to scroll through this. And it's people, the writers will respond to you very quickly because they have deadlines.
They really do. And I'll tell you how I learned to do the short and sweet. I used to do these books, my responses. You need to know how great I am. And I had to pick my daughter up from school, and the perfect Haro query came in, and I was like, oh, I've got to go, when you've got to pick them up. So I did like 2 sentences, hit send, ran out the door. 10 minutes later, I came home. They had already responded. So I was like, let me try this again. And I'm telling you, I tell people this all the time. Think of your email box. When you look at an email that is like this, do you read it or do you skip on to the shorter ones? You look for the shorter ones, the ones you can scan and do. So just put yourself in their shoes and think of it that way and respond a way that you would want an email.
I respond to something like this. My name is Greg McDaniel. I've been a real estate agent for the last 18 and a half years. We've done thousands of different transactions, worked with buyers and sellers from every walk of life. I think I can help you. If you feel the same way, please return the email, and I'd love to see what I can do for you. Something like very, very short.
Right. And I would maybe do a bullet or two of what they're asking for.
Yeah.
Hit their points. But make it just short and sweet and tell them, why you're the one to answer the question for them.
Yeah, I'll rewrite that, Greg, because that can be shorter and punchier.
Yeah.
What did I drag on in 2 sentences?
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a little bit wordy. We got. No, seriously, I'm not joking. We do need to clean that up. Because this is what I do. I mean, I reach out to people to book them on interviews or to get them booked on interviews and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's Christine. I found out the same thing. So when I first started, one of my first, like how I got into like what eventually became the podcast production business was, my mentor came to me and said, look, I want to run 4 different podcasts in four different industries. I want to, I want to reach out to all the heavy hitters in each of these 4 industries and start a podcast to break the company into them and develop all these high level relationships. So I'm reaching out to super busy, extremely high level people. And of course we first worked on an email that ended up being, a page long. You send those out, you get 0 response, and you figure out, okay, well, then you start whittling it down until you get the, 3 sentences and a, hey, let me know if you're open to the idea, and bam, and that's it. So it's the same process. You just got to keep shortening because, and you can, as we can all attest to, most of the time we're reading emails half the time on our phone. So what used to be a short email now looks long, even though it really isn't.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, we have to even be more ruthless in how we phrase things.
Shit, I'm dyslexic, man. If you can make it 1 sentence, I'm the happiest guy on earth. Wait, that word's backwards. Okay, I got the point.
Well, I'm curious, Christine, on kind of the so you start local, and we talked a lot about that, which is a great place for agents to start. What if they hit the jackpot? So let's talk about the big time a little bit. I know you've got some stories of you going on some big shows and some funny things that you did to get on the shows. But what's been some of your? I would love to hear some of those, and let's go into kind of what it looks like and how you prepare for a big appearance.
I tell people, and again, I'm a go for it kind of girl. Like it can be a game changer for your business. So last year, Savannah Guthrie of the Today Show broke her foot and was in a boot. Well, I've been doing this a long time now, so I'm thinking, score, I'm in. I know how to pitch the media. I have contacts at the Today Show. I am totally set. I'm going on the Today Show. Well, it was February, which is sweeps month. And if you guys don't know what sweeps is, that's when they rate the best television shows so they can charge the most for advertising. Whoever the number 1 morning show is can charge more than the number 2 show. So they save all the heavy hitters for the month of February. And they are not going to put Christina Dave's boot decorator from Gainesville, Virginia on the Today Show. But I knew, like, this was it. This is the opportunity you dream of. I told you celebrity sells. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to the Plaza. So I made a poster, a 4-foot poster of Savannah. I said, Heal and Style. I put my website on it. I superimposed my product on her boot, rolled up my poster, bought a $40 bus ticket, and I went to New York. And I went to the Plaza. And I get there, and I'm such a universe girl. Like, I just believe things happen for a reason. And it's February, it's freezing, it's windy. I have a paper poster, like everything is not in my favor. And if anyone's been to the Plaza, I'm sure you've seen it on TV, you have kind of like the rails where people stand, and then there's the glass where the talent is. Well, the rails are crowded and there's nobody at the glass. And it's Savannah sitting like this with the glass here, and the guy's miking her up. I'm going, okay, this is not happening. So I'm like, opportunity. So I take my poster and I'm holding it up on the glass. And the guy's like, that's cool. And I'm like, show Savannah. And this is all through this thick glass. So she turns around. She goes, oh, my God, I love it. I'm like, I have a goodie bag for you. Come see me outside. She's like, okay. So I'm like, that's it. I'm in. I'm on. Everything's great. I take my spot on the rail. I've got my boot. I've got my poster. And they come over to me from the outside from the Today Show. And they're like, we can't show you on TV. We have all these rules. We can't show websites. We can't show products. And I get it. You know, companies are trying to avoid paying for advertising. They come to the Plaza. But I'm like, but no. But Savannah loves it. Like, she's coming to see me. And he's like, okay, well, that's great. And if she interviews you, you can't say your website on TV. Like, we can't do any of this. Okay. So I'm like, again, ready to cry. I'm a little emotional. Yeah. So they pan and they stop right before me. And they pan and they stop. I'm like, ugh. And again, universe opened. I don't know to this day what happened, but they all come running over and they're like, you're the intro, you're the outro, get excited. You're the only person we're showing. Savannah, they all referred to me as the boot lady the whole time. She came out, she took pictures with me. It was unbelievable. I got 42 seconds of airtime. They said my website, which they never, if you watch the Today Show, they always say, go to today.com. Yeah. It was game changer. 7 million people knew, and I speak all over the country. I tell the story, and they're like, oh, "You're the boot lady. I know that." So
that's awesome.
You got to be willing. I mean, who wouldn't want 7 million eyes on their business? You got to be willing to do stuff to get to that level. you can't just sit back and think, oh, well, maybe, I'll send an email.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. It's a game changer. And I'm not saying, and people, I'm crazy. Not everybody's going to go to the plaza and do something like that. But in your community, there could be opportunity to do something kind of crazy to get yourself in front of a lot of people in the community. So think about that.
No streaking. Okay, guys, no streaking. No. Okay, not that kind of crazy.
Yeah, you have to be different in a way that's valuable to people. So
Right.
depending on what you look like, you may not be valuable. You want to be valuable to other people, Greg.
No, but I see, Christine, I'm like you. I am straight up loco. Like when it comes to like you dare me to do something that's batshit crazy. I'm like, I'm in, Huckleberry. How do I get there? What do I do? What do I say? I'm in. Because I believe, I'm like you, I'm a complete universe person. Whenever I'm having a bad day or something else is going on, like you have those down days when you're just like losing your shit, it's because that's exactly where you needed to be at that point. You needed to have something take place in your life for you to be ready for those types of exposures. So even on those bad days, now you look back, like those built to that momentum, to you having that breakthrough moment. Being on the Today Show, being the intro, being the outro, being that just rock star 7 million people hanging, seeing what you're doing. Yeah. I mean, if you didn't take a chance,
it never would have happened.
It. And then you could always thought, like, what if? Never have any what ifs. Especially in PR and you're doing something positive, you're bringing value to people, just go for it. You don't know who is in that audience, or that producer or the assistant producer or the show host could be like, dude, that is like something I've been looking for. Come here, you over here, let's talk. You never know.
That could have been what happened. I again, to this day, I don't know what happened, but they broke all the rules. And what you just said too, what do they say the definition of luck is? When preparation meets opportunity. You have to be prepared and be aware of when an opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, and don't be shy. I mean, don't be like that. Don't be an agoraphobe. I mean, go ahead.
All right, Christina, in the last few minutes that we have left, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the relationship building part of this, because it's so important. It sets you up for bigger things. You mentioned that the Steve Harvey thing is what led to the Dr. Oz opportunity, which is, again, absolutely massive, but it wasn't a direct result of Harrow. It was a direct result of you building the relationship with the producer, right? So tell me a little bit about what they were looking for and how to build that relationship.
Yeah, so for Dr. Oz, I connected with this producer and said, hey, I did your Harrow query, just know I'm very well connected. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please let me know. So she kind of tested me one day and said, who do you know who has a parent with Alzheimer's that can be in New York in 48 hours? Oh, sure, I have that person. Who do you know who can blah, blah, blah? Oh, I've got that person for you. Because I'm in a lot of entrepreneurial groups. I just know a lot of people. I'm in a lot of big groups. I can, find these people for them. So I became you have to become a valuable resource to them. You can't just pitch. My local Fox, I had gotten on once, and then and we're actually really good friends now. Like, we text each other, but the anchor from Fox. But I learned what she liked. I knew she loved entrepreneurial stories. I knew she loved, women, that kind of stuff. So I'm very connected. So I would tell her these story ideas that to this day, she says are some of the favorite segments she's ever done. So then, I probably gave her 10 stories before she called me one day and said, hey, I just got a 30-minute syndicated program on Fox National about the next great thing. How do you take your idea from napkin to store shelves? And I would like you to be the featured inventor.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I never asked, but I was always front of mind. I was always providing value to her. So if you think about it that way, and you've got to remember too, these journalists move around. So if you're a really valuable asset, one of my first interviews was, you guys remember examiner.com?
Oh yeah.
That was around, that was like the first big blog. And it was a gal who was just starting out. Well, a couple of years later, she sends me an email. She said, I always loved your story. I'm with Forbes now. I pitched you to my editor. Can we run a story on you?
Check the box says yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's building relationships, staying connected, and providing value. So important.
So here's the question. Do you reach out to the news anchor or do you reach out to the producer? I mean,
it's generally the producer. But in my case, for this Fox anchor, I had watched a program that she did, and I just loved it. Like, it was so funny. It was so fun. So I tweeted at her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just saw this segment you did. I loved it. And she tweeted back and said, if you know of any products that could fit as the next great thing, please let me know. I'm like, well, as a matter of fact, I do. And that just, and I didn't get on right away, guys. I want everyone to know this. This was in January, and she goes, okay, pitch me a story. So I'm like, oh, Valentine's Day. What if your loved one is in a boot? She's like, nah, I don't like that. And it went on. I kept trying. I didn't give up, but I didn't pitch the same thing over and over again. And then, and everybody laughs at this, but this really exists. April is National Healthy Foot Month. And when I pitched that, she loved it, and that's how I got on.
National Healthy Foot Day.
Oh,
You can Google that. It really does exist.
It's Podiatrist Day, Podiatrist Month. Yeah,
it probably is one.
It probably is one, absolutely. Okay, so what about if they think they have a face for radio? What about for writing or anything like that? I just got a hero response, by the way.
By the way, there's a good website called daysoftheyear.com. Christina, have you come across that?
Oh yeah.
That's a great one for generating those types of kind of wacky outside the box ideas.
Yeah.
Love that.
So what about
and they
writing?
love it. The media loves it. My friend who's the Fox anchor, I actually got her to keynote an event at a locally with a lot of business owners, and she starts telling, her presentation is everything I say to everybody all the time anyway. I'm like, oh, thank you. But they love that stuff. They love to be able to do something kitschy that is different. And again, it's outside of the box thinking. That's what will make you stand out.
Greg?
I have no problem in that department, Johnson.
Who are you having from the local media to keynote your networking event on July 13th?
There is no speaking at this event, Matt. It is just networking.
Okay.
And I will work on set.
Because Glenn Twiddle would smack you in the face if you found out you were having an event that did not have a celebrity headline speaker.
And he's a large man. That smack would hurt.
That smack would hurt. Christine, this is our friend from one of the number one coaches in Australia that puts together events with Eric Thomas, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Gary Vaynerchuk, and all this stuff. And that the first thing that he would ask is, why are you holding an event where someone from either local celebrity or national is not coming in to speak? Because you mentioned that you invited that anchor to come to speak at an event with a bunch of local business leaders. That in itself, you just dropped that as an aside. That in itself is an amazing strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
So is
moving on.
Radio easier to get on, or is TV easier to get on? Local newspapers easier to be written in?
You have to know your media outlet, period. Don't take the easy way out. No, if you want to be, and I tell people there's a media outlet for everybody. What do you like? 3 years ago, I would have said TV, no way. There's no way I'm going on television. I will die before I go on television. Well, when your first appearance is on the Steve Harvey show, you figure it out. Like okay, okay, I can do this. But if you want to be in your local newspaper, find out who the real estate writers are and what are they writing about? What holes can you fill in? What stories have they not covered? Do you want to be on radio? Same thing. What can you pitch for a podcast or a radio program that they haven't talked about yet? So that's the key. You've got to know your media outlet. You've got to do your homework.
So about 4 years ago, I was asked by a local celebrity. He got him Rob Black. He does a huge show on Cron 4 here. It's a large local news show. And he's like, hey, Greg, do you want to do a 3-minute little live segment with me? I jumped at the opportunity. I'm like, camera, people, lights, okay. I got onto it, and Christine, I'm not sure how your first experience was. He said, okay, 3, 2, points at you. I was sitting on a chair. I literally grabbed the bottom of the chair because I went full black. I'm like, boom. I almost fell off the chair. I'm like, oh.
Oh, man.
Scary as hell. But it actually looked pretty good on air. But, guys, but the thing is, as soon as they said cut and they went to break, I stepped off, said, thanks, guys, appreciate it. I walked out the door. My phone blew up. From people going, hey, just saw you on the show. Are you guys blah, blah, blah? I'm like, oh, my gosh. It works. It's really, 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 really awesome to watch this thing work. And it cost me the big donut hole.
0.
Yep.
Just a few minutes of your time, transportation, some knowledge. Go read a book. Okay, it's a 4-letter word, but you know what? You'll get some knowledge out of it, and then they'll be asked to be on these shows. I mean,
Yes.
I love this. Can we have her back, Matt?
Yeah. I think so, yes. And guys, make sure to get on the email list so that when we give you the registration link for the webinar, that you are going to actually get it. I mean, we'll talk about it in coming shows, and we'll give the links and stuff like that. But guys, go to myfavoritescripts.com. You'll get Greg's script booklet with all the latest scripts, including Just for No. But more importantly, you'll get on the email list so you get notifications when we do fun stuff like this. Guys, last time around we had Dr. Deborah Dupree did a free webinar for us that ended up becoming the Introvert's Guide to Sales Success. Everyone that was on the email list got a free invite for it, and everyone that registered got the course for free, which is now $97. So guys, there's huge value in getting on that email list and getting notifications for the fun stuff like this that we're doing. So that's coming up in July, guys. So go get on the email list and make sure that you get the announcements for stuff like this. And then just wanted to reiterate, free gift from Christina.com. That's the how to respond to Haro. So guys, I signed up for it. Go grab that immediately. Christina, how else would you like them to connect with you?
Yeah, and I hope it's showing up there, but if you go to realtorfreetraining.com, we have a video series specifically for real estate agents with different things you can just start implementing now.
Awesome. Love it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool.
Everyone's going to be using that. Matt, I just posted the link for everybody to go get the free scripts there.
Yep.
But, you want to regurgitate one more time what Get Now Business is? Because I did an epically horrible job last time. I'm just going to let you just take this.
No, I think you have to do a do-over. You got a mulligan.
Okay.
Now get it back on the green.
Okay. I'm off. I'm almost in the pond. It's horrible. I'm laying in the bunker right now. Okay, Get Now Business, guys, is an opportunity where you guys are going to be able to come. You'll watch Matt and I interact together. We're not going to put you on the spot unless you want to be on the spot, doing scripting and everything else and role playing with us. But we're going to show you guys how to literally take and work with Christina just told you how to do with Hero and getting in the spotlight. We don't cover that. That's what she does. But if you pair that with what Matt and I are going to bring to you, you guys can use more tactical, real estate centric or just business centric opportunities to get in front of people at a zero or low cost. So there's going to be no cold calling, no door knocking. Okay, no cold door knocking or cold calling. You have a budget of maximum of $500 every month on your spending. So this is not for the super rich teams. This is not for the guy or gal who's coming in with a rich husband or rich wife that has no budget. They can spend whatever. This is for the normal agent that's trying to bootstrap themselves into success, but just don't know where to start. This will help you start, and I guarantee you guys, Matt and I will make it just epically rain on you with goodness, because our goal is to have you guys go out and put it into action that day and get results. And the people that have been in our classes are getting listings, are getting appointments, they are using this, and they are getting results. So, I mean, I'm using the LinkedIn thing Matt talked about. I just sent Midori out to, she's going to go reach out to every planner. Well, I'm not going to tell them now. They got to come to the course, Matt. I mean, what are we doing? Here's the whole course. Go, guys. Nowbusiness.com, guys, and you guys can sign up for it. It's recorded, so if you're sick or if you can't make it for some reason, you will be able to see the classes, and you'll be able to ask us questions live and in person. So, yeah, go get it.
Right. All right, guys. Well, let's finish out with this. Something I was kind of curious about. So you mentioned being super nervous for your first one. What are some of the kind of things that you would have not expected from the outside going into a major experience like Steve Harvey that you could only learn by doing it?
I have a friend who's a hypnotist, and I called him and I'm like, you have to hypnotize me. Like, I cannot do this. I have no saliva in my mouth. I can't breathe. I went and walked Lake Michigan. Like, I can't. And he gave me the best advice that I love to share with everybody. And Greg, you talked about, your first experience. You're like, So this is what he said to me. I want you all to remember this with whatever you do. Nobody there wants to see you fail. He's like, you're not some celebrity that's whatever. He's like, you're a normal person, and they want to hear your success. They want to hear what you have to share. They're all there because they want to be there. So I got there, and I was still a little nervous. I was feeling a little better, and I scanned the crowd, and there was a woman who our eyes met, and I can still see her clear as day. And this was years ago. She had on a red sweater, and she smiled, and her eyes twinkled, and I'm like, I got this. I'm fine. I'm good. And everything just So every time I do it, I keep thinking I'm giving people value. Every time I go on TV, I'm giving, this is good. I'm helping people. So just remember that when you do these, podcasts or television programs, anything like that, you've got a gift to share with the world, and it's your job to do that.
You know what, Christina, you just helped more agents than I think that they know on a very, very small scale, because a lot of agents are petrified of this thing called a camera lens.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh my God, what if I fail? But if they think about it, nobody wants to see you fail. Guys, when you guys make your videos, your Facebook lives, when you do that stuff, nobody there wants to see you fail. They all will applaud you, and I guarantee you they will say, great job, way to go, keep it up, keep the videos coming, great content. Yes. They want to see you succeed because they're your friends and family and past clients and everything else. So keep that in mind. That's really powerful. Large scale, small scale, everybody has your back and wants to see you succeed. And then you have those, jackasses who don't, but whatever, delete them.
But you don't want them in your life anyway.
No,
get rid of them.
You don't. They're like ex-girlfriends.
No, that is a great way to look at it, though. And it's absolutely true. Nobody there wants to see you uncomfortable. They just want to see you have a great time, deliver great content, and they want to learn something. They want to be entertained, or they want to learn. Yeah.
And I hope that's what we did here tonight.
Oh, I think so.
Yes.
Greg notwithstanding, Greg is zoned out on us. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm sorry. I have a client, Johnson, that is texting me. This is what they call making money. I almost keep it up.
All right, guys. Well, first of all, I just wanted to quickly thank everyone that was watching with us live, even if Greg was not among them. Thank you guys for watching the Facebook Live broadcast with us. Make sure to, number one, make sure to hit like and heart on the video if you enjoyed the content and you really enjoyed having Christina on the show. I know we'd love to have her back. And make sure that you put down where you are at so that other agents that are watching can keep you in mind for referrals. We've been fortunate to connect guests and viewers with each other, and we have referrals passing back and forth, and people getting to know each other, even guests of ours that have been, found out, oh, hey, we're all in Philadelphia, we should all get together. So we have like 4 or 5 of our past guests getting together for a little meetup group because we accidentally brought them together on the show, which is pretty cool, guys. So make sure that you put your location in the Facebook comments. For the show itself, go to iTunes or Stitcher, depending on your mobile device. If you want the video version, go to YouTube. All of our new videos and highlight clips go up on the YouTube channel. It's a great place to interact with the show. Or you can always just go to reuncensored.com, which is the central hub for everything we do. And that is in process. So we've got, obviously the website is up, but we are redoing everything. The whole graphics, the whole website is going to be changed here within the next few weeks. We're super excited. It's going to be awesome. You've gotten a little taste of the new graphics package that's been coming out in the quote graphics and the promo graphics for the show. The whole website is going to be that theme. So it's going to be super, super awesome. Greg, how do they follow and connect with us?
Sit in the bushes with a trench coat and jump out. Stalk the crap out of us, guys.
I have very small bushes. So unless they'd have to be like a cat to stalk me.
Oh, guys, follow us on Facebook. Do not friend us. I can't take any more friends. Matt will not receive any friends. You go to purgatory. Do not pass go. You do not collect $200. So please go follow us on Facebook, guys. You'll see me do live prospecting calls like yesterday. I got a $2.2 million listing appointment that I went on this morning, and another $1.8 million listing appointment I'm going to be going on in the future, and another hot lead just from doing calls. You'll be able to see things like that. You'll also be able to see me epically fail, so that when you guys are doing the calls, you know that I'm just like you, like everything else. I keep saying I'm an agent just like you. So follow me, guys. You'll be able to see everything there. You'll be able to see Matt's other podcasts that he does. Greg Harrelson is another great guy he works with. Epically great content there. So if you like this, you're going to love the rest of the stuff we're putting out. So please follow us, guys. It's the other F, not the friend. It's the follow, okay? That really helps out. I mean, us dyslexic got to stick together, man. We don't know the difference. Christina, where can they follow? Where can they get hold of you one more time?
Everything's PR for anyone, and I'm with you guys. You can follow me on Facebook. Please don't friend me on Facebook. That's a very tight-knit group, but I do have a Facebook group. And we also have social media and PR. Check that one out because that one's awesome. That really incorporates a lot of the social media stuff with it too. So that's where you can find me and connect with me on LinkedIn. I think, Matt, you brought it up at the beginning. LinkedIn is a gold mine. So yeah, let's definitely connect. And that's it. PR for anyone.
All right. Awesome.
All right, guys.
Gregory, take us home.
All right, ninjas. Peace out.